Good morning, and we are recording. I am Jan Jorgensen, and every single Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. we do these meditations. They are to help us in every day, in every way, to feel calm and grounded and centered no matter what. And today's theme is there's always something. There's absolutely going to always be something while we're here in these earthly bodies, okay? So let's get over this idea that things have to be perfect and start focusing on what is working so we're not exhausting ourselves with all the natural organic challenges of being in this body, of working with the weather, of working with houses, of working with relationships. Think how boring it would be to be like a queen in a perfect kingdom where everything just moves. No, you didn't sign up for that. Your soul signed up for your will, your passion to go out of the main storyline of the media and humans and your patterning to fall into something just exquisitely empowering and different and creative and wow and excitement. Yeah, we never wanted to be here and have things be created perfectly because that's not the nature of the earth experience. And in fact, if you're listening to this called the Be the Light meditation, you're a visitor here who's had multiple reincarnations so that you could learn all the nuances of how humans try to control each other, try to get love, try to get the best, try to live like someone else. The zig and the zag and the zig and the zag. But the problem is the zig and the zag has gotten so huge that the haves have like 99% of the wealth or something, and the have-nots, the 99% of the people have 1% of the wealth. That's probably an overstatement. But the zig and the zag has gotten too great. It's not fair. It's out of integrity. It doesn't work. People are starving. People are unhappy. There's virus. There's so many things. So don't wish for calm. Wish for the calm out there. Wish for your heart to be grounded and calm no matter what. Because the nature of the milieu right now is supposed to break up, okay? So we every single week we say, let's get some insulation, let's get a layer of impervious, can't get in for all that triggering that we have. And the triggering is related to our own attachment of things going a certain way, according to our human story and how we've been wired. When again, if we stand back and on the meditations, we go on the platform, we say, oh, I see this is now dissolving. This misaligned creation of living in big, huge homes or driving big cars that take all this gasoline is actually exhausting the natural balance on earth. So we must allow and welcome and watch. And when it is our time to take action, we of course take action from a higher place of prompting, a higher informing, a higher activation system. So something that is different than what our own brain is registering on our own TV screen, our own projection of what we deem as safe, and we imprint that upon everything. We can't even imagine when all this is dissolved, what will replace it? What will replace it comes from the inner vision screens of spirit. So that's what we work with all week, is just dissolving our triggers, getting our neurological system out of the fray. And it's all about us wanting to have things perfect. And perfect is stationary. And you don't even know what perfect is, because your perfect is based on an old fairy tale story: material comfort, a pleasant partner, and an infrastructure that works. Sorry, it's not going to happen in this lifetime. So let's get real, and let's acknowledge that major truth before we drop into the meditation. And today's meditation is accepting the truth. Perfect enough. Okay, so go ahead and shut your eyes and take a deep breath, and let your spine be nice and straight. We ask and intend to set a sacred space. We place a beautiful holon of balance over each of our systems, our energetic systems. That includes our emotional system, our mental system, our physical system, and our spiritual system. We ask and intend that they are all protected now. And so everything within this realm, guess what? It's your responsibility. We have separated you from everything and everyone else. So let's ask and intend that any lingering energies, nuances, cording, influences from the outside story-based world, attached old paradigm, is very gently removed. Just very gently let it fall out, so you can allow the synchronicities, the joy and the beauty of the transition and the moment of nature and spirit working with you, of imagining a bald-headed eagle and then watching one fly over. You have no idea the joys of co-creation with natural forces and spirit. So we're removing all the sludge, all of our date timers, all of the pictures of the past, everything, all the movies. Just let it go. They've served you well. But in this meditation, in this moment, you're becoming free. So take a deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth, and feel how tired your body is of holding all these old stories and traumas in different parts of your system even. So let's take a little scan. How does your head feel? Release the pressure of overthinking now. Just let it go. It's almost like little paintballs popping as I think of the thought fields that are triggered by outside influences. Let it go. Right at the base of our neck is called the medulla oblongata, and that's where spiritual energy just kind of seeps in. And for us, it is so tight. So imagine that your base of your atlas of your skull is opening up like an aperture and releasing all that resistance towards letting spiritual energy in. Let that aperture just open like a DeLorean car, that gull wing, just let it open up and feel the nothingness and spaciousness, the stillness of the essence of spiritual connection. Kind of makes your whole body open up just to think about that, okay? Now let's go to our ears. Imagine that your ears are becoming finely tuned, and you are tuning out the dross, the news, other people's whining and complaints related to their story and attachments. And you are fine tuning to hear the most subtle, divine movements, breezes, magic, synchronicities. You're hearing the birds. A new study said the more birds that you can hear is related to happiness levels. That you are hearing the joyful chirping and songs of birds. I'm watching 6 ducks right now swim on the water as I say this, and I watched a songbird perch on top of an evergreen, and I watched his mouth go like this. Birds. Birds are actually from the angelic realm. So imagine that you are hearing the most subtle bird songs and you are tuning in to a new frequency field of soft, gentle, non-abrasive, non-controlling, non-dominating, new frequencies. Let's take the energy to your neck and feel how constrained, almost like a collar, and how all that tension of holding back your own truth. Imagine there are many layers in your neck and that a beautiful flow of new light is coming in. And let's make it, we call it the Mother Mary blue, like a turquoise teal. And let it begin to bathe, not just the physical tissues of holding back, but the soul of your voice. Again, we are priming the pump to let more essence and more juice and letting it flow, letting your truth just flow up and out without fear that your speaking is going to ruin the party, make people not like you, or you won't look pretty, or you won't be accepted. All that is nonsense, and it's an old story. So you're opening up the spigot of your own truth so you don't burst the pipes. Let all this stuck energy in your throat, your neck, your communication system just start coming out a small stream at first, and then just let it blast. Just let it go. Let all that energy unhinge, be unchecked, be released. And now I'm seeing a deep purple, the color of royalty. Aha. You actually are beginning to feel like when you speak, it has the roar, the empowerment of a natural queen working with natural forces, the authentic co-creator with source. And this feels so good and so grounded and so powerful. We move on to our shoulders. You see, we can't really be truth warriors until we let all this go and open it up. That's what we're doing now. On your shoulders, you've carried a yoke. What nice people do, what good girls do, what is yours to do. And just let it burn off with all the passion of your heart's own desires, okay? You're not here to play anybody else's part in the theater of life. No one else can assign you a role. So let all that energy of your heart push and move and push off that yoke. Just burn it off and melt it. It's all of your own making. And so now you are choosing to make it burn and be history. Let it go. Let it smoke off and let it pull off. And notice you can take a breath without all that weight on your shoulders. Oh my goodness, your chest can actually open now. Okay, let's focus on your upper chest. If there's been any pressure there, worry, when will this virus end? When will I have money? When will the perfect person come? Blah, blah, blah. Let it go. Let it go. It's been an overlay to letting the perfect story in. Co-creative with source. Just let it peel off and notice everything is feeling brighter, of a more serene, hopeful nature. You have new space for new thoughts, new energies. And of course, we come next to our lungs, which are saturated with the denseness and the heaviness of all the disappointments and I didn't get it my way, or something didn't happen for a person I wanted. Let it go. Let your lungs be like a sponge, just squeezing all this old energy out. Let everybody else have their tripping. Let them trip. Let them learn natural consequences. It is your time to sing your song and be you. not jump into other people's movies and try to micro or macro manage things. It is your turn in your term of service, actually, to be a brilliant new whirly bird of bright frequencies for those with ears to hear and eyes to see. It's not your job for fix it or judgment anymore. So just be filled like all these whirly birds of new frequencies working their way, clearing your lungs, squeezing out the sadness, the grief, the disappointments. And now we come to your heart. And your heart, your core, hearts of hearts, was never touched at all by this story. So take your consciousness and go right deep into the middle of your heart and feel the absolute pure cord and connection to your truth and your source and your beingness. Now amp it up. Turn up this frequency so that it is reworking all the parts of your heart that have band-aids, that have little doors shut. We're asking and intending that our heart be healed by our own innate goodness, purity, and truth and beauty. We're letting this bathe our heart. And of course, we have veins and arteries and capillaries. So with every heartbeat, we are imagining that this cleansing, detoxifying energy is going into all layers of our being, all aspects. And it's rejuvenating, and it's restoring, and it's leveling things out. You feel as if everything in your body is becoming balanced and whole and healed. Now, take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. All of this is happening simultaneously simply because I'm guiding it and everyone is allowing it. This is a safe and true process. Your mind is commanding a new force of light essence to go through your body, rekindling health, a sense of calm no matter what, trusting the experience, trusting your core essence is always the go-to frequency, no matter what. No matter what overlay, it is always there. So you're anchoring trust in your own self, which is the beginning of trusting anything, of igniting your will, or choosing alignments with anything out there. So imagine that all parts of you are connected to this delicate, beautiful pump circulating your heartbeat. Your heartbeat is metered out by source, by the energy and flow and heartbeat of the universal electromagnetic grid, the galactic electromagnetic grid, the earth electromagnetic grid, and your body's grid. All 0 points are balanced, pulsing, healed, and aligned now. So let that set in for a moment. Divine trust, peace, and new beginnings. We let this energy permeate all of our cells. We allow it with patience to work through all aspects of our being, our organs, our brain, our muscles. We are allowing and becoming divine, vibrational, natural, authentic beings. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. And the entire rest of your body follows suit down to even the atomic spin in every cell. Now, our spirit guides, of course, have been here because they are amazed and thrilled to what we are doing with ourselves. And now we are making an intention to simply open our crown chakra and to receive even more vibrational amperage, wattage of absolute truth. You might not even know the question to ask, what is truth? We're going to allow for a new system of recognizing and establishing your own truth meter within your body so that you know the truth. You are the truth. You beam the truth no matter what. Take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth. We open our crown chakra, and the Creator, of course, has been preparing. Oh my goodness, it's like a gyroscope. It's like a reflecting, amazing geometrical golden structure that reflects and holds the nature of the highest truth reflected in any given moment. There is infinite truths, and there is earthly story, best action truths, which change, and this is able to fractalate and hold the highest choice in any given moment, which sometimes, according to the human story, doesn't look like an absolute truth, but you are trusting to lock on the grid points of your own brain and 0 points to this vacillating absolute truth, geometrical, moving, because everything moves in time and space, and you are locking onto this as a communication system, and it's very similar to the satellite systems, how computers work, everything interconnection. It is a highway system of electromagnetic frequency transfer of truth into your brain. Imagine and allow for every little zip of light, of truthful information. You are locking on to this grid within your brain infrastructure now. Deep, 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 deep. Prefrontal, primal areas, the back of your brain, so that you are connected to trusting and speaking and knowing truth. Your sense of discernment will be impeccable. We ask and intend that this system of infinite, impeccable, instant communication is protected so that it can never be interfered with. Impenetrable shields. This is a closed system of absolute truth from the Creator through your own higher guidance, supported by your spirit team, an infallible system of accessing and hearing truth so that you may digest it and work with your will to create new, highest, best outcomes beyond your own earth story, things you can't even understand. As a change agent, the things we must change, some we can't see or cognize at this point. So do you see why we need to understand and feel and know absolute truth to move forward with confidence? Because sometimes our ideas of truth don't feel like they quite fit or it's quite safe to say when the entire divine plan is relying on you communicating that truth. It's like that feeling when all these things are happening. One person walks in and says, well, no wonder you all can't see each other in this party. Here's the light switch. Nobody saw that truth. Everybody's wondering who's who and trying to find their friends. And sometimes it's that simple. Spirit will show you how to ignore the game, the earth game, the story, and be that light switch and not need any ego fluffing or anything, just feeling good enough that you could be in service. Put on that light switch. Not everybody might want that light. Other people with insidious, darker agendas might wish it stayed dark. Does that mean you leave it dark? No. Put on that light switch. Because there might be three people in that room, and the highest service to their souls is to turn on the light and say, I want to learn how to turn on lights and see what isn't really visible. I want to see what's been hiding in this dark. Do you see? You must follow your own higher guidance so others can be ignited to follow their higher guidance, and that's how we're going to light up the world. So we are not in fear. That is why we're doing this, to lock on to truth and not worry what people think. I want you to have some homework this week. Say the truth in a kind, loving manner. Something before you probably never would have said. And it's not really judgment. It's not calling things out. That's not what it is. It's stating what Spirit has given you as an obvious truth, and also said how to say it and when to say it. Do you see? It's your guidance system. Okay? We're leaving your ego and your personality. Finally, I can say the truth. No. This truth, this impeccable intrinsic truth, comes with it a spiritual guidance system of how and when to say it too. So see that it's all there for you to be a change agent. With all of these items being tied into your heart, your system, your brain, and then your voice and your muscles, all of this being open. You are informed from a different world and system, which informs you how and when to say things, knowing there might be a pushback, but that's just fine. Later they'll say, thank God that Jan turned on that light, because that's what I needed to see. And it was kind of nasty and mean to her, but wasn't quite ready. But thank goodness, because 2 days later I was ready. And gee, I wish I could thank her. No, I don't need a thank you. When you're following Spirit, you don't need thank yous. You just follow Spirit. And know that the domino effect is happening correctly from a higher place that we can't understand with our human brains. So stop being small. Stop holding back truth. We are now fully, and I'm speaking because it's a switchboard. It's all plugging in. We're letting it plug in the truth to your throat, the truth to your heart saying, yes, it's safe to say the truth. Everything is being plugged in for you to be a beacon and messenger of truth. Take a nice deep breath. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. I see your megaphones growing, gentle, beautiful, bright megaphones. People will look up and say, she has something to hear. What are you thinking, Mary? And then Mary says, well, do you see? Just by your vibration, people will know you have the truth. And when they're ready to hear it, they'll also ask you. That's how it works. Be the light, and all the right things happen. Be connected, and all the right things happen. So today we connected to discern, download, be one with, embody truth through spiritual connection, and then exude it out and speak it and activate it as Spirit guides us as well. So that's today's message from Be the Light. It's funny. Be the Light Meditations at soundandlighthealingarts.com. I'm Jan Jorgensen. Be sure and put a beautiful golden resilient egg around your entire energy field. So this has a little more time to deeply really get established and integrated into all of your systems. Excellent. So now I'm going to turn off the recording, and anybody here who wants to chit chat or say hi or have questions or something about their experience, we do that as well. And I welcome anyone to these meditations every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. on Zoom. And you can find that link on the front page of my website, Sound and Light Healing Arts. You go down a little bit, join us Wednesday morning. Bingo, press that. There's the link and a list of hundreds of other meditations just like this with titles so you can choose what to work with that day.